Redheads in the ancient world. It's really hard to track how present or absent redheads were in the ancient classical world. The first mention of redheads in classical literature is around 500 BC by Xenophanes, or Xenophanes in English. In this text, he describes how men tend to represent their gods based on their own image. And he then proceeds to say how Thracians' gods, so gods that are worshipped in the region that is Thracia, as you can see very close to Greece, their gods have blue eyes and red hair, which is very interesting. And also, a lot of graves in Thracia have the inscription Rufus, which means redhead. What is also interesting is that a lot of statues of women in Athens, for example, are believed to have had red hair. Today the statues are, as we know, completely white, but that is just because they have lost the coloration. They used to be covered with paint. And through scientific methods, today we are able to trace back what color the paint was. And it seems like a few have red hair. Now, it's unclear whether that's because women actually had red hair. It's more likely that it's because they simply like the color red. Another theory is that the color red was really easy to produce, so that's why they colored it with that color. At the same time, I also have some bad news for our redhead friends. It looks like ancient Greeks believed that redheads turned into vampires after they died. Now, that could probably be explained with the fact that their skin being a lot paler than classic olive skin Mediterranean Greek reacted to the sun in a much more significant way. Now, if we cross the Mar Ionio and the Aegean Sea and we go from Greece to Rome, we're going to find that red hair slaves, very often from Thracia, were sold at a higher price. Apparently, they believed that they brought good luck. Very different story in Egypt. In ancient Egypt, apparently they believed that red-haired men brought bad luck, and that burning them and scattering their ashes at the grave of Osiris, the king of death, would bring protection and appease the gods. I'm very sorry. I really want to end this on a positive note for redhead people. According to some interpretation and translations of the Iliad, it looks like Helen of Troy might have had some red hair thing going on. Obviously, there is many interpretation, many translations, and it's very much open to debate, but she was considered the most beautiful woman on earth, so I would celebrate that.